in this video, we're gonna break down everything about Aria, our second Angel of Delusion, releasing in just a few days. Everything from her kit, her Team Synergies, her best builds, and more. As a reminder, all of the content in this video is from the creator beta server of Zenless Zone Zero. As such, some information, results, and values may slightly change for her full release. Thank you very much to Hoyoverse for granting early access, and let's dive right in! Aria is our upcoming S-rank Ether Anomaly agent from the Angels of Delusion. She's primarily an on-field anomaly burst DPS, and she can crank out some crazy numbers. However, there are a few important concepts in order to play Aria efficiently. First, take a look at these glow sticks right under her character LinkedIn profile picture. These are called fandom power, and they're also illustrated by these little green blobby cheering dudes. What's even better is that both Suna and Aria have a dancing idol animation, so you can perform a mini little concert. Anyway, these fandom power are what we need to collect in order to use that really strong basic attack, where we see her bouncing and bouncing and bouncing, causing a bunch of Ether Anomaly and a bloom. You can generate this fandom power in a few different ways. You'll gain 1 Phantom Power when landing the 4th hit of the regular basic attack string, 1 when pressing special attack after this 4th hit of basic attack string, assist follow-up, chain attack, or ultimate, 3 Phantom Power when you use EX special and it hits an enemy, 4 Phantom Power when you trigger a chain attack. When you use ultimate, you'll gain 3 stacks of a buff called All Out Cheering, which equals 6 Phantom Power. And lastly, 4 Phantom Power when Aria or any teammate activates Ether Veil. We'll of course go over these all again as we look through her kit. However, you won't ever have to really worry about accumulating these too much. Just from her general gameplay, she seems to have more than enough, via her Ether Veil, her ultimate, her chain attack, and EX special mainly. Once you have at least 2 of these fandom power, here's where the damage kicks in with basic attack perfect pitch. This is Aria's primary damage source, and you'll hold down the basic attack button to enter a charging state. You can also quickly combo into this fully charged attack if you have the fandom power after a chain attack, ultimate, the 4th hit of basic, special, EX special, or quick assist. However, there is one important thing to note when using this perfect pitch. Make sure the enemy is suffering from any attribute anomaly when using this, so you get that free bloom that's built into Aria's kit. Note that this skill also has a higher Ether attribute anomaly rate, but we really want to capture all of the damage we can get to maximize her potential. Once you master getting these fandom powers and using perfect pitch correctly, you've pretty much already mastered Aria. She's really that simple and really powerful. Plus, Aria is my favorite Angel of Delusion so far, and it's just super fun to bounce on enemies and do a crap ton of damage. But let's now dive into the kit breakdown and see exactly what's happening behind the scenes. Basic attack Sweet Melody is that 4 consecutive attack string all dealing ether damage. We're only really concerned about that 4th hit generating the 1 fandom power, but note that this is one of the moves that you should always follow up with special attack. The version of special attack that is not a follow-up is called Full Sugar Electronica, and you won't really use it that much. The reason you do want to use this follow-up, Full Sugar Electronica with no ice, is that it will give you another fandom power after any of those moves listed there. The 4th hit of basic attack, assist follow-up, chain attack, or ultimate. We already discussed the SA here for basic attack perfect pitch, and this will be Aria's best and primary source of damage. There are 3 levels of charging perfect pitch, and each fandom power will increase the charge level by 1 and grant a stack of a buff that increases the move's Ether Anomaly buildup by 10%, stacking up to twice. This giant blurb just tells us of all of the different ways we can quickly chain into this move without having to charge. You'll mainly either be doing it out of 4th hit of basic attack, EX special, perfect pitch itself, and that's how you get that continuous bouncing motion, a quick assist, a chain attack, or an ultimate. The last thing to mention about this OP move is that you can also have Suna join you in the attack animation if you have her on the team. And I'm really glad that they're using this kind of collaboration attacks again like we saw with Ben and Kalita. Anyway, the only thing to mention about Aria's dodges is that her dash attack will not interrupt your combo from your basic attack string, and her dodge counter can immediately go into that 3rd hit of the basic attack string. It's the same idea for quick assist. There's not really anything else to note about her chain attack other than it will give you 4 fandom power, and her EX special attack Fall into Delusion will see a pretty good amount of use, giving 3 fandom power. Plus, after launching that move, you can follow it up with enough energy to go into Instantly Hooked, also granting 3 fandom power. When your decibel rating is at 3000, aka the maximum, well, I think you know just about what time it is. Press Q to activate Ultimate 100% Energy. You'll see this really cool animation and you'll enter the Moment of Delusion state. This will give you 3 stacks of that all-out cheering we talked about, and activate Ether Veil Delusion Reprise. Just remember that from this Ether Veil, you'll get that additional 50 attack for 30 seconds for all squad members. This blurb just talks about all-out cheering in good detail. If you already have this all-out cheering, when entering Moment of Delusion, they will be converted into fandom power and generated as our little green blobby friends. This Moment of Delusion state will last for 15 seconds, and Aria's basic attack, Perfect Pitch, will be upgraded to an enhanced version. And then this last blurb is just a quality of life thing. When exiting the Moment of Delusion, you'll just get the conversion back into fandom power from your unused all-out cheering stacks. Moving on to Aria's core passives, they're extremely simple. Core passive Innate Stage Presence will give her a 90 anomaly proficiency boost just for free, and the rest talks about the anomaly damage based on a bloom and her anomaly mastery stat. So naturally we'll put Anomaly Mastery on our 6th slot of our disk drives, but more on that in the build section. Additional ability Collaborative Stage is where that 4 fandom power is generated from any Ether Veil from the squad. Plus, when any squad member applies Corruption, it'll be extended by 3 seconds. Like already stated, when playing Aria, just make sure to build up those fandom power stacks, especially while the enemy isn't stunned. While the enemy is stunned, this is where Aria's insane anomaly burst damage really spikes. Speaking of teams, let's jump into the synergy section. It goes without saying, but Aria's best team will be the Angels of Delusion, herself, Suna, and Nangon Yu. Naturally, we'll have to wait for the fearless leader of the Angels of Delusion to release very soon, so for now we will be replacing her with Yuzuha. Don't forget about Yuzuha's damage matching mechanic, plus all of that anomaly damage, which can provide significant boost to Aria's ether damage, and a bloom. On the other hand, Suna is just Aria's perfect teammate. Not only does Suna have a pretty good amount of damage for a support character, stun damage multiplier and attack buffs, she also is easily the best at triggering Ether Veil. Based on our additional ability we saw earlier, this is just a constant stream of 4 fandom power. Basically, you'll never have to worry about accumulating Aria's main resource when you have Suna on your team. You'll just be free to do massive damage. If you don't have Suna, first you should definitely just go pull her right now anyway, but you do have some alternatives. Mainly either Astriel, who's arguably our best support in the entire game, or our free, very cute bunny Thyron, Zhao. And if you guys have seen my videos before, you know I like to give you a free-to-play team, and this very much does include Zhao on it. But here's a little bit of a tricky one you might not originally think of. Remember that Nangon Yu is an ether stun unit. So of course we can add in stun agents. You can of course also use Dial-In as your stunner if you have her. But now it's time for what you've all been waiting for, the best way to build Aria. And luckily, it's still very simple. Starting with the best W engines for Aria, her best in slot will be her exclusive W engine, the very cool Angel in the Shell. Lucky for us, Angel in the Shell features an advanced stat of Anomaly Mastery. It will also give Aria a free anomaly proficiency boost of 90, and when the equipper is an ether character and comes on the field and uses special attack or EX special, they gain a new buff. Damage dealt to enemies afflicted with any attribute anomaly increases by 20%, and attribute anomaly damage they trigger increases by 10%, lasting 15 seconds, with repeated triggers resetting the duration, and the effect being removed once you switch off field. This W engine is preferred over her Mindscape 1, and we'll discuss more of those in the Mindscape section. There is actually a bunch of other choices if you don't have Angel in the Shell. For another exclusive engine, we can use Vivian's signature, Flight of Fancy. This of course will focus more on giving us Anomaly Proficiency and Anomaly Build-Up Rate instead of Anomaly Mastery, but it is still very good as an option. As for A-rank options, stick with Weeping Gemini being slightly better than Electro Lip Gloss. As for disk drives, there's really only one option for both the 4-piece and the 2-piece, but we want to use 4-piece Shining Aria and 2-piece Phaethon's Melody. Shining Aria gives us that ether damage of 10% and an anomaly proficiency increase of 36 lasting 8 seconds, with repeated triggers resetting the duration, and then when the enemy is stunned, it increases the equipper's damage by 25% for 18 seconds. In other words, it was basically made for Aria. For the 2-piece, we want to use Phaethon's Melody for that Anomaly Mastery, and of course this will buff her core passive that we discussed so much already. As for main stats, slot 4 should only be Anomaly Proficiency, slot 5 should start off as Ether damage, but you can also use attack percent with good substats, and slot 6 should only be Anomaly Mastery. Substats follow the same priority, with Anomaly Proficiency being better than attack percent, being better than attack, and then the rest. As for our cute little helper friends, the Bangboos, her best in slot will be Biggest Fan. And I thought that was me, but I guess it's this Bangboo instead. Other than that, you can use any energy regen focused Bangboo, like the GOAT, Butler. The last thing to discuss on Aria is to make her even more powerful. That's right, it's the Mindscapes. Mindscape 1 states that Aria's basic attack, special attack, and EX special will ignore 10% of the target's ether anomaly buildup resistance. Plus, when she triggers a boom, it has a chance to trigger a critical hit! The base crit rate and crit damage is 25% apiece, and for each point of anomaly mastery above 100, you can increase the crit rate by 0.5%. This is overall a really good damage increase, but Mindscape 1 still isn't quite as valuable as her signature W engine, Angel in the Shell. Mindscape 2 is a 16% target defense ignore when Aria attacks or triggers a bloom, and this will increase by 8% more when entering the Moment of Delusion. Mindscape 4 gives Aria 4 energy and 70 decibels once every 10 seconds when you trigger a bloom, and Mindscape 6 is incredibly powerful. Aria will immediately start with 1200 decibels, she will never leave the Moment of Delusion state, and this enhanced basic attack, which will now be permanent, and her ultimate will deal 40% increased ether damage. Since you're always in the Moment of Delusion state, when any enemy on the field enters Anomaly, Aria will gain 1 stack of that all-out cheering buff. This can trigger once every 6 seconds. The rest of this just talks about that conversion of any excess all-out cheering stacks going back to 2 Phantom Power each. So you can of course lead your all-powerful green blob cheering army! But there you have it for a full in-depth guide about our newest Angel of Delusion, Aria. I gotta say, between the story and just playing her, she has easily become my favorite Angel of Delusion, and I still really liked Suna. My wallet, on the other hand, is not too fond of the fact that I like all of these Angels of Delusion though. But of course, let me know in the comments below what you think of Aria and the Angels of Delusion as a whole. If this guide helped in any way, please make sure to like the video and subscribe for more early access very soon for Non-Gone You. In the meantime though, best of luck on your Aria polls here in a few days, and may Aria wanters become Aria havers. Remember that you are all loved, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.